How does it feel to be a Bond girl? Or a Bond woman?
Oh, no. Keep it a Bond girl. Goodness. I don't want to be called... I think a Bond woman. I think a Bond girl's sexier, isn't it? Exciting bit, isn't it?
Back at Pinewood Studios, I met the latest in the long line of Bond girls, Rosamund Pike. An Oxford graduate, she's starring opposite Pierce Brosnan in Die Another Day. And we talked about her experiences so far in the world of James Bond.
When someone says, what are you doing? And you say, well, I'm the new Bond girl. I mean, their faces just light up. It's an immensely powerful thing. And I'm just starting to sort of realise that and appreciate it.
What was the first Bond movie you saw?
The first movie I probably saw all the way through was GoldenEye. You know, it was one of Pierce's. So I've sort of grown up with Pierce as my Bond. So to suddenly be his girl is quite exciting, if not hugely exciting.
I only pay them lip service.
Probably the most exciting thing so far about my character is that she's a top-class, I mean world-class fencer. So they've got me in training. I've done a role where I've had to learn to ride before, and now I get to learn to fence, you know, which is something in sport I've never done. But what a treat. It's really inspired me. You never know what's suddenly going to capture your imagination. And this sport, which is dangerous, sexy, fast and elegant all in one, it's a winning combination.
So how many weeks have you been training?
About 3, I think, all in all.
And you're loving it?
Yeah, strangely. I mean, you know, I didn't know... You know, if you've never held a sword before, you don't know how you're going to take to it, do you?
No, you've no idea.
I mean, you know... And we're working with the most incredible guy who's called Bob Anderson, who's been an Olympic medalist himself, and he's done The Lord of the Rings most recently, and then, you know, right back to working with Errol Flynn, and so he's a sort of a real guru, really. I'm starting to realise that once Bond's entered your life, it doesn't really leave it. Would you say that's true?
That is very true. When we spoke to Rosamund, it was her very first day of filming as a Bond girl. And if her life is anything like the rest of ours, she's in for quite a ride. Even today, 14 years after my time with Bond, I'm still recognized as a Bond girl. The global fame and exposure is incredible.
I was on the cover of every magazine in Italy and then in France, and then it was like a boom. You couldn't have paid for it. If you say, okay, I want to invest $1 million in publicity for myself, you couldn't have done it.
I mean, at the moment, you know, we can pretend we're just filming in England, but it's when the letters come, you know, come in from Australia and America, and you think, my God, you know, we're going global.
It is the international calling card. If you've been in a Bond movie, you go wherever, and they know you.
I know personally that I get more fan mail to this day for James Bond than I get for all my other films put together, and I bet it's the same for you, isn't it?
Absolutely.
When you do get all this fan mail, as we all do, there's a part of me that say that I really don't want to perpetuate this myth, or you don't understand, this is not who I am. At the same token as you don't want to take away people's fantasies.
I suppose if you got to this stage in life and nobody ever remembered anything you'd ever played, it would be a bit tragic, wouldn't it?
You know, it does feel like now that I'm a part of this amazing, you know, group of women, like being in a club, you know, and we were at the press conference here before the movie even started, and I met some of the previous Bond women, and right away you feel this camaraderie. You know, it's almost like being in a sorority. And there's only an elite few who have gotten to do it, you know, and I'm extremely proud and very honored, you know, to be a part of a very elite group of beautiful, sexy, talented, smart women.
You know, I'm a member of a club now that you're a member of too, and it's a very sort of unique place to be.
Yeah.
And I didn't really realize how many people celebrate it until I started getting all the fan mail and all the, you know, there's such a Bond culture. There's so many young boys all over the world.
I was in the St. Regis Hotel, and there were a group of people having a meal, and this young boy kept looking, and I saw his father say, just go, just go. And he came up and he said, are you in the James Bond movie? And I said, yes, and he went, that's all he did. Then his father came up and led him away.
That's so sweet.
It was a great effect to have on a man.
Yes, that's wonderful.
You know,
Yeah.
even though he was 10.
Nobody does it better. Makes me feel sad for the rest. Nobody does it half as good as you. Oh, baby, you're the best. I wasn't looking.
20 movies, 85 amazing women, tens of millions of fans. For each of us who played a Bond girl, it was an unforgettable experience. And as the years go by, and we all get a little older, our images are still there, frozen in time, the way we were when 007 changed our lives. For the actresses, life goes on. But for Honey Rider, Pussy Galore, and all the rest, the movies celebrate a simple truth. Bond girls are forever.